Hello, this is Lena making bespoke craft designs. Today I'm looking at one of the pages in my journal that I want to show you. I'd got one sheet that I really liked, but it was too short, and I've seen lots of people do these where they extend with another piece of paper and just reinforce it somehow, hinge it or whatever. So I'm going to put my take on it. I've seen this. I've seen Artie Mays do something similar. I've seen Rachel do something similar, and I've seen Rachel from Oxy Creations, and I've seen Gail Augustinelli. Oh, I think probably Tina as well. Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. They're all people I watch and inspire me. So I've seen them all do something very similar, but this is my take on it. I haven't sort of looked at theirs and then come away and done it, but I have seen them all do something like this. So so that's going to be the full page. So that'll go inside the journal with the other papers in there, and then I've got this that opens up like a flip there, and then this side I've put a little pocket on it with some just some little sort of decorative tags in there, room on there to do some little bits of notes and journaling. You could write on there as well, and then this side I've just sort of decorated it a little bit. I'm going to do a music paper again, so this is the paper. So this is the journal it's going into, one of these, with a green cover. That I haven't done anything to the cover yet, and I've done the belly band and I've done the front cover on this one, and these are all my pages that are going to be in here, I think. Well, no, there's a couple more that's coming in, but I haven't put those in yet, because I want to do a video on what pages they are. So what I've decided to do on this one, if this one was in here, it would be on the opposite page to this because it goes that way. But on this paper here, I had a full sheet at this side. It was the other side that was short, so I'm going to make it to match the back on this one. I'm going to do it slightly different. So I'm just going to take the sheet out, and I can keep laying it on there for reference, to sort of get my colours and whatever. So I'm going to leave that nearby. So what I started with was getting a piece of paper that was roughly, when it's folded in half, I'll come over here a bit, when it's folded in half, it comes to make it a full page. So we've got a bit missing, and I folded this in half, and I want to make this into a full page on each side. So the first thing I'm going to do is see how far I need to stick this down. On this one, I'm going to be sticking it down right a long way, but it just reinforces a little bit, makes it a little bit stronger, and it's going to look like that on the other side. So it's obviously got to have something on the other side and something on this side. So I'm going to do that first, just to get that stuck down. Let me just put that out of the way a minute. Now you can sew these afterwards, so you can sort of not put so much glue on. I'm not sewing in this one, just because, some people won't have a sewing machine. I am doing a bit of hand sewing, doing like a little, well, not really embroidery, but a bit of hand sewing, but I'm not doing any machine sewing. One of the reasons is my sewing machine's out the way and I can't get to it, and the other reason is I just thought, well, not everybody's got a sewing machine anyway. So so what I want to do is I want to just line that up again with that edge, so I make sure I get it level there. That's it, and then I can push that down, just make sure the glue hasn't gone too far over and stick my two pages together. I can neaten that off in a minute. where I want it. So that's what I've got so far. I've got the booklet that's going to go that way in there, and this is going to open this side. So I'm just going to trim this down to equal it off a bit with the side of this, and try and do it without making a mess, making it too uneven. Right, so that's that. And this side is still sticky where I've just put down that glue, so I want something down there that looks a little bit prettier than that. I tend to put a little bit of fabric, and I've got 2 or 3 different types. I think on this side I'm going to put this one. It's one of my favourites at the moment. It was a vintage cotton tablecloth. It's just lovely. It's just very sort of neutrally, and I really like it. So I use Fabri-Tac when I've got any fabric. So I've got a few videos out there, but not many, so that's why I keep repeating myself. And obviously I'm only just starting, so I haven't got many watches yet, so I do apologise for keep repeating myself what glues I use, but I'm assuming some people might have not seen any of my other videos, so I'm just going to spread that out a little bit. Have I got my foam folder? Do you know, I scooped everything up because I was doing a different project, and I normally have everything just put slightly to one side ready for me in a little pot. And I've got 2 bone folders, and I've put them both somewhere, and I don't know where I've put them, just because I had to get them out of the way fairly quick to bring another project in. Right, that isn't very straight, so as I've said before, you do get time for a bit of wiggle room with Fabri-Tac. I've also, well, it's not Fabri-Tac, it's actually 3-in-1, but it smells the same and does the same job. Sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes Fabri-Tac's cheaper. Just have to look. That still looks a bit wonky to me. I've got it a bit wonky. I can't be doing with it wonky like that. Let me just take it off and level it up a bit. That's better. That's better. Oh. I'm just doing that with one of these blocks that you use for stamping, because I can't. Oh, I've got a card there I could use. So I don't know how to put that. No, I can't be bothered to look for them now. Let's have a look. And then this side here, let's just cut that little bit off because it's got a bit of glue on it to stick everything together. So we'll have that off. And then this side here, I don't know what I'm going to put on there. Got something sticky on there too. Right, what else have I got? I wanted some of this on that edge because that edge is looks a bit uneven and it's a bit weak. So I want to put a bit of that lace on there. I like that for there. What am I going to do on this one? Oh, I've got some of this again. This is another one of my favourites at the minute. This little bit of trim with a bit of green and white flowers on. Yeah, I quite like that. I think I'll go with that on this side. It just strengthens where I've joined the two, and it gives another interest. I always cut them slightly too big. That and cut them off. And again, Fabri-Tac. So it's beyond me how I walk out of here at night and leave everything that I've just been using, and then come back in the morning and they've disappeared. That just, I don't know. I think I came back in last night though to have a look at, I was doing some mixed media stuff, and I'd left it, I'd been drying it, and then I'd left it to dry the rest by itself. And I think I'd probably come in late on to have a look. Well, I did come in late on. I'm wondering if I've moved something then. That's the only thing I can think, when I was half asleep. Now, I don't know whether I want to cut them off or put them in. I'm going to cut them off. Sometimes I turn things over onto the other page, but I don't want to on this occasion. I ought to have my fabric scissors out, really. They're a bit bigger and they might cut that a bit easier. Yep. Could have done that first. So that's that. So that's going to be that way on, like that. Just make sure you get your papers the right way up. If you've got something that you particularly want the right way up, make sure you get your papers the right way around. Let me just check. I've done those the wrong way around. Well, I'm telling you, and I can't do it myself right. That's it. That's the right way around. So that's how I want that. And that's how I want that on there. So I need to make sure I've got this the right way up now. That's it. So I want it that way up. So I want something on this background first. I'm going to do in here because I want to be able to write on here. So I want a bit of something. Well, that's too thick. Can't use that one. Some bits. I say I put them all away in a. I would quite like that bit of coffee dye paper there. What's that? Oh, that's nice. That's a bit of. Quite like that, and I quite like that. So I was to just tear this down a little bit. I might put that one on that side like that, and then a bit of this. So I'll straighten this up. I want to be able to see the music paper underneath, but I want to be able to use this to write on. So I'm going to put that there like that, I think. Yeah, so I'll do that first. Just making sure I get plenty on the edges because I'm not sewing them. Quite extravagant with the glue. Mind you, having said that, I am, but then I still find things that haven't quite stuck down. Still have to go back and stick some things down. So, but you see what I mean? I think I'm being extravagant with the glue, and then I shall have to look for my foam folder. I don't know about you, but if I can't find something, it drives me mad. If I can't find what I'm looking for, which side do I want? I don't think it really matters. It drives me mad. I never settle if I've lost something until I've found it. I must drive my poor husband mad looking all over, saying, I can't find it, I've lost it, and I find it in the stupidest places that I've put it. Yeah, so I will put something else in there, but I'm not sure what at the minute. So I'm just going to have a look at this. Now, when I was just looking for these, but I can't find it now. I saw something I liked. Oh, that. I just saw that. It's like a card already ready. I liked that. But that would go over that bit of coffee dyed, and it would go over there. But I like that there. Just wondering if I can get away with that on there. And have that as the pocket in there to put something in. I really quite like that. There's still room to write on there. How far over do I want that? Don't want it too far over if I'm going to use it as a pocket. Quite like that. That would then, oops, sorry for the noise, that would then have a little bit of lace on there, which I'm going to do last, but I'm just looking. I want something on this side now. I like a bit of that. That's off another one. Quite like that. Let's have a look. I've got some little collage pieces. Don't think I want that. Oh. Might use a bit of this. Oh, what's that? I like just looking at what I've got there. I like that though. And then I don't like that white bit on there. Let's just take a bit of that off. I can cut that bit off. Yeah, I think I'm going to make that quite simple and just do that. I just took my cloth out to rinse it out and I forgot to bring it back in with me, and I'm dirtying my desk. Because normally if I haven't got the camera on, I keep wiping my desk because I glue straight onto my glass mat. I think, well, that's what my glass mat's there for, so they're brilliant, these glass mats. So I glue straight onto it. Right. So I'm going to have to do it with just a bit of water and a dry cloth because I've got a wet one with me. I've stopped using baby wipes at the moment because we're struggling still to, you know, can only get 2 of certain items in the shops, and I just feel a bit guilty buying them for crafting when other people need them more than I do. So I always have a cloth in here to wash my hands on, so I'm just having an extra cloth and a little bucket of water. Because last night I was doing some, as I say, some mixed media, and I'd been using some modelling paste, and you have to clean your stencils and things immediately. So I like my bucket of water in here, or my little bowl of water in, so I can clean my stencils straight down. Right, I do like that. I think I'm going to put that on there. And a spare bit there. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to put the lace to the ends. I just wanted to bring in a bit of that colour that's on the other page, and I like that there. And then I'm going to have something else there, but I'm not sure what yet. I haven't done that. I want to put this here. I've just seen this edge has still got, wants just a bit more Fabri-Tac on it, on that edge there. Oh, actually all the way down there, I haven't quite gone to the edge. As I say, if you're doing it on your sewing machine, it doesn't matter, but if you're not, you need to make sure you catch it all. I am going to go over it with this butt because I'm going to be shoving little tags in. Shoving. Listen at me. Putting little tags inside it. So I'm going to put that on there like that, and I'm going to stick down 3 edges and leave this one open. So let's have a look at that. So is it? Yeah. The times I do the wrong edge. Tell myself I'm going to do this, this and this, and then I go do the wrong edge. So if you can get it off quick, you can clean it off. So yes, I'm going to put that on there like that. Just like that. Make sure that edge. And then I've got a little bit in there that I'm going to put something in. I think we need, right, I think I can put my lace on now. Let me move things out of your way so you can see what I'm doing. Goodness. Right, I'm just looking in here to see what I've got. If I've got anything. Not like that. I've got something I'm showing you in another video, but I've got some 3D leaves there that I quite like. I don't know whether I want them on here. I was just looking through my little bits here. Right, oh, I've got another one there, a bee, that's not the right colour in. Right, let me have a look. Let's get this down. Get the right side, that side. I'm just going to put this out so I don't glue the wrong bits. And put this down here. That's it. This just helps strengthen this edge and obviously pretty it up a little bit because it was just a raw edge. That's it. And then I want to concentrate on here. Something in there. Could put something like that in, but it's slightly too big. Let's have a look. Oh, quite like that one. Little one. Oh, that's nice. Quite like that without sticking out. Might just do that there, but I still want something there. What's that? Oh, that's a bird. What have I got on that side? A butterfly. Got a thing about these leaves at the minute that I'm cutting out, but I wanted something on there too. So let me have a look what I've got. Oh, I've got a little tiny bird. Dear me, throwing everything all over the place. Got a little tiny bird. Oh, these are cute. I've got one of those tickets. I quite like that ticket too. Oh, I think I might go with that. I haven't cut that out. Do I like the ticket or do I like that one? I think I actually like that one better. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm just going to cover this on the back and then find something for the front. I think I might need a little bit more. Oh, blushed corduroy. It isn't my vintage photo. I've obviously put that somewhere as well. I bet it's all, I actually scooped everything up and put it in a box. And I've had a lot of bits out of the box, you know, just grabbed a load out, but I didn't actually go right to the bottom. I wonder if I've put my bone folder and my vintage photo and everything in the bottom of there. Seemed a really good idea at the time, but I'm not sure now whether it was such a good idea to scoop them all up in a box. I'm just looking to see if I've got something I can back this with. I like that, but it's not quite big enough. Let me have a look. Oh, I've got a bit of this coffee dye paper. So if I put a bit of this on this edge, I can then use the rest of that. This is just a piece of real lovely thick old book page. I've got an old bird book and I've nearly finished it, and it was just the colour of the pages originally. It is quite, well, it's from the 60s, I think. And it's really nice textured paper and nice coloured paper anyway. And then it has gone a bit, you know, a bit darker with age, but I like that too. So let's just see if I can take that down without making it too short. That's it. Take that over a bit. So, table's got really sticky tonight. Because like I say, I normally do it with soap and it's not so sticky then. So I had it on the floor next to me because I didn't have room on my table, and as you know, I have my little faithful friends always with me on the floor, right behind me, and his tail was in the bowl almost. Well, it was in the bowl, but it wasn't quite touching the water. And if he moves quick. What have you got up now? Because I'm talking about you. Hello, Oscar. Right, so I'm going to put that in there, but I'm just going to leave that to dry because it's still a bit wet, so I'm not going to put that in there for a minute. I just now need to put something on there. I'm just wondering, I like that. I think I might just cut one of these. I don't want it to be too thick, but this isn't thick paper, so I can maybe just tear this down a bit, because this had had something on the back of it as well. So let's see if I can just tear this down. The beauty of getting things off, you know, digitals, you can print them out as many times as you want. So if you do this and then decide you don't want to use it, you can just print some more out. It's not quite as bad as if you're buying them and they're really expensive. I love digitals. But as I've said before, I'm not using any more until I get these journals done and get some of these out the way. Right, I like that. I think I'm just going to put that on there because I really like that. I don't want to put too much bulk behind it because I'm trying not to have this too bulky. But I think I'm just going to put one of those little tiny postcards just in the side of that, like that. I'll do that. I was thinking on my feet, I just saw that really quickly. Just do that so I can slip that in as well. That at an angle and that at an angle, like that. Clean off my hands a bit, so I'm going to stick to it. This is what I used to do my paste last night. So I quite like that on there. I think I'm still going to put something on there. Oh, I don't know what I did see on here that I've been putting out. I've been putting out some, oh, and I don't know where I've put them. Got a little bird there. I think I'm going to put that little bird on there. But on here, I just remembered that when I was going through this lot, here, look, I'd found some owls. Oh, that one's nice, but he's too big. Is he too big? Yeah. Oh, he might. Oh, I liked this one with the pointy ears. I think he's too big. So I think I'm going to go for this little tiny one here. Let me just have a look. I've got a bird. Oh, I do hop about from one side to the other, deciding what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put that, while I'm doing one thing, my brain's saying, well, what are you going to do on the other page? What are you going to do on there? As I'm sure you're all the same. But I'm trying to work slightly smarter now I've got the camera on me, because when you haven't got the camera on, it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, I quite like that there. I think I'll put him, he's got his own little branch, so I think I'm going to put him there. Ooh. I'm just going to quickly cut around this. You'll probably see the start of me doing this, and then if I can cut it off. What's going in there? It's dry. What's going on there? Like that. Then I want something on there. And I've just put that little. He's there. He's a little bit small, but I like him. Oh, I've cut him out and he's a bit small now. Oh, I think it is going to have to be this one. Right, so I cut that one out and it was too small. It's lovely, it's a cute little owl, but it's too small. So I'm going to go for the barn owl. I'm just going to do some of the edges, the white bits off. Put him on there. Does he want a little bit of something just behind him? Let me just have a look. Do I like a bit of that linen-y behind him? I'm not sure. Have I got any gauze here? Oh, goodness no. Oh, I have. A little tiny bit here. A little bit of gauze. I don't want anything too. So see if a bit of that gauze just go, fingers stick into it. Oh yeah, if I cut that down a bit, I quite like that gauze. Hi, I'm back with the end of this video. I actually didn't realise that the video would stopped and I was still going on and crafting, so I'm just going to show you what I finished. I'd got this piece on here and I decorated it up with some little bits and a bird, and I reinforced the fold where the two papers met with just a bit of coffee dyed. I was letting two little tags, in fact have I got three in there? No, two little tags that are just on little journaling spaces, just dry off, but they can go in there now. So I'm going to put those in there. And I liked those. I've left some just some plain white paper on there, so there's plenty of room for journaling. I haven't cut the edges off yet. That's just where I've put the trim on. I've got the little owl that I cut out on some collage pieces. I think you saw me doing all that, but I think it was the inside you didn't see me doing. I used the little owl that was too small for the front. I've just put it inside, but I had a cutout of a tag. So what I've done, I've used the cutout of the tag just as it is, just the cutout, stuck it on and put a little bit of trim on the top as if it was a tag, but it doesn't come off, obviously it's stuck down. I've put a bit of reinforcement of that fold again where the two papers met, with a bit of cotton vintage tablecloth and a bit of old book page, not book page, what's the word I'm looking for, coffee dyed letter. It's a vintage letter. So that's as far as I've got, and I left the other bits that I was going to just finish it off with when I realised. So the front of this has got quite a lot of flowers going on, but I just felt it needed a bit of something else. So I found this flower, which is just a rose, and I thought I might put that there. And I've got a butterfly. Now this butterfly, I think I was practicing with it just to see what if I did it with some Mod Podge, would it go sticky? And I did it with a real diluted with water Mod Podge, and it's not sticky at all, and it's made it ever so strong and ever so thick. So I'm going to stick that just on there as if it's flying into these lovely flowers. So I'm just going to do that just to finish off, and then I can get this one uploaded then. I didn't realise it had stopped, so I'm just going to put that on there like that. I thought I had I don't think, I won't be able to find it now because I want it. There was a little tag that I liked, but I don't know where it is. I don't know whether I like that little bird there or not. Quite like that little bird. I think I wanted something actually over that. That's what I was looking for. And then I found a bird. Trouble with me is I never know when to stop. I could just keep going and going and going. But I had a little green tag that I just wanted to put on there because I've just got the edge of those. Oh, I'm going to use a bit of this. This is just a piece of my what do you call it, eco dyeing papers when I did those, and I've just got a real last little bit of yellowy left because some of them nearly all gone now. I need to do some more. We get a lovely day outside again like we had yesterday, because it's Sunday today and it's really cold here today, but yesterday it was beautiful. So I'm just going to put that bird on there too. I am going to move my camera because I've noticed when I've looked back at the videos that sometimes you can't see what I'm doing because I've got my hands in the way. I need my video just slightly behind me, but I've got nothing to connect it to. I'm waiting to have a shelf put up, and obviously at the moment everything's been put on hold. I've got everything ready. I've got the marks where I want it. I've got everything ready, but you know, these days we need help to do things, and nobody can come. So it's not the end of the world, it's just that it would make it easier for my videos. So I'm going to do this with Fabri-Tac just because I have made it quite strong with the Mod Podge, and I want it to stick down really well, so I'm going to put that, and then I've well and truly covered this front. I'm just going to get that on there. That will need to dry a little bit. Just make sure, oh, getting all stuck down with it. I'll put something heavy on that when we're finished. But then, just to go overboard like I like to. Oh, I found that now. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for those green tags. Can't use them now. Don't need them now. Oh, I knew they was there somewhere. I just saw this woodpecker, and I just think he's delightful. So I am just hopefully using some bits that's on here just to get rid of those little bits of white. I just thought he was gorgeous, and I thought he's too big, you know, he's not going to go anywhere. But then I like him just there. And I've done this throughout. When I show you the others that I've done, I have used a lot of birds and things, and I've, you know, sort of put them on